Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
These people that talk about pressure's part of life, how many of you go to work every day and there's 11,000 people screaming at you while you're trying to fill out that form? I mean, give me a break. Go to work tomorrow and let's bring 11,000 people with you to scream at you and say, Doug, you're not any good. You're great Monday through Thursday, but on Friday, you're always terrible. I mean, let's see how you do that day. Come on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
There's just something about a Friday during football season. I mean, whether it's a high school game tonight or a college game tomorrow or maybe both, or there's just something about it. You feel it.
You just breathe it in.
You feel the electricity.
You know that football is coming all weekend.
You wake up on Friday morning and you just got a pep in your step.
You just kind of take it in.
You do.
You just know that it's going to be a great weekend because football is on. It's on all Friday. It's on all Saturday. It's on all Sunday. And they wait till after church ends. It's really nice of the NFL not to really create, havoc among families who want to go to church.
Right.
That changes in 2 weeks.
Why is that?
They start doing the international NFL games that start at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Every Sunday?
That's okay. Like
Not every Sunday, but there's
several Sundays.
this year.
Who's
Yeah.
playing in those games?
I'm not sure. I can let you know.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. We'll just save it for the afternoon slots.
All right.
And I don't watch. I don't even sit down and watch entire NFL games. Rarely.
I don't either.
Even teams that you're sort of following.
I watch at them.
In big games, you might watch a big game.
Fair enough.
Eagles, Chiefs, for example.
I
You might
watched
watch
a
that.
portion of last night's game, for example.
Yeah, same.
But I was not glued to it.
Well, so Chuck, I had a really interesting night last night. Another first. Mm-hmm. King and Micah's anniversary.
Right.
We've talked about King and Micah on the
Right.
show. They got their first home
First
from
house,
Weichert.
Weichert
They're like the
Realtors.
American dream.
They are.
4 years of marriage. They've got a month-plus old son, my grandson. And so all the things
And
are
a new
happening.
home.
And a new home and a new nursery.
Yeah.
And, it's
Bills.
bills, maternity leave.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah.
And it was their anniversary yesterday. So Kara and I decided to babysit for them. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, I'm like, when's the last time you changed a diaper? And she's like, I have to do it all the time. With work. She's an occupational therapist. And so I feel immediately more comfortable. And we didn't have to change any diapers. And this was the first time they left Ryder and went somewhere, with somebody else. I felt quite honored.
That's
Well-
big. That's big.
Was that about you or Karen?
But I also knew. Well, they probably lied and said it was fine.
Right.
That I was good. Like
Right.
I raised them too. They know King and 3 others.
But I'm sure that
But it's meant my
Kara's
daughter's
presence made them feel better.
Well, I know it made me feel better.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that's the truth. But to Edward's point, it's a big deal, and I knew this.
It is a big
And
deal.
it made it easy. It made it easy to volunteer because they're not going to be gone that long.
Right.
They just you get a little antsy, even though everything's fine. I got that text, after dinner, and I was like, wow, they're already done. Headed back. Everything okay? Yep, sure is. But I had the game on. Well, so Ryder was watching some of the game. Mm-hmm. And, when
Are you explaining all the nuances of the game to him?
No, I was just trying to get him to go back to sleep.
Yeah, I hear you.
But they do, their eyes kind of latch on to certain. They can
Colors,
Get a little distracted.
They're like moths.
So I had another first, man. First Bobo babysitting job last
And
night.
everyone came out okay.
Yeah, everybody was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Everyone
good.
was happy
Yeah, it felt
when
like
it was over.
It felt like a home.
Yeah.
It's a Weichert commercial.
Yeah.
It felt like a
Wow,
home.
that's turning a house into a
That's
home right there.
exactly right. Felt like a home.
Fort Smith, Fayetteville.
Yeah, so congratulations to them on 4 years.
That's great.
And
happy anniversary.
And so Ryder he was born on August 7th, and today's September 19th. So a month and 19 days.
Well,
that's all.
Not quite. A month and 12 days. He said August 7th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go.
I knew. Yeah. See.
Almost 6 weeks.
Thank you, Edward.
About 6 weeks.
Where's
old.
Bart?
He's
Bart
in
left.
Memphis.
Bart's
He
not
did
here.
leave.
It's Friday.
Yeah, I know.
I'm beaming. I've got the Papal beaming eyes today, and my heart's full. And Bart's not here. And Edward had a late night. I didn't even ask him what happened. I figured it was none of my business. I don't know if he was out, just hanging with his buddies, or Bennett was up late. I don't know. I didn't ask. You can share if you want, but do you?
I mean, I can. It's not super exciting.
But I walked in, and I could tell, because when I come up the steps, I'll just yell into the other room, "Good morning, Edward," and he'll be like, "Good morning." And today I was like, "Good morning, man."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
Well, Edward was up late.
I don't know if it was that bad.
it wasn't the normal you."
Okay. That's fair.
Have you had a cup of coffee yet?
Not yet. I haven't had time to make one.
See,
he
First
was running
break.
behind. He was
So
running
next
behind.
time-
That's right.
That's the issue.
Next time this happens, I will do a better job. I will immediately make you a cup of coffee, and I'll
that's
bring
not
it
necessary.
in. Well,
That's
I
Bart's
think it's
job.
a perky.
That's Bart's
Bart's
job.
not here. Bart's not here. Bart, by the way, this is our tradition.
Let's just
on
get
the
some
show.
things out in the open right now.
Yeah, this is our tradition here on the show. When you're not here, you get talked about, unless we're busy with something else.
With something legitimate.
Yeah,
going on.
and that's fine. But right now it's going to be about Bart. Bart, you got to watch Bart when we get here in the morning. That first 20 minutes. When he gets in the building, you just gotta read the room a little
You
bit.
do have to read the room.
And then after like 20 minutes, it's gonna be fine regardless.
Yeah.
But there are days you come in here and he's just bebopping around and bouncing off the walls. And there are days you come in here and you're like, man, what happened? He doesn't say two words.
Yes, there are those
And he's
mornings.
just marching around doing stuff, and you kind of just learn to just sort of like get out. Like if you see him coming down the hallway, you just kind of scoot over to the side.
Yeah.
So, but I missed that today, and I'm looking over here at his desk, and it's just like, what are we gonna do?
Well, the tournament's not until tomorrow.
What is he doing?
And
Why
I
did-
know
didn't
that
even
he's
think to
like in
ask.
charge of the tournament. He's got some responsibilities that come with the tournament. Now, exactly what those are, I don't know. But, this is not just your couple of foursomes out there. There are, 28 people? That's a lot of people. It's a lot of cats to herd right there. And I'm sure that, he feels that burden. But now, Edward, let me just tell you, Edward over here brought up something that I'd not thought about. It really slipped my mind, which may be what Bart was literally banking on. But, we got some money earlier this week for breakfast.
Yeah.
And we got one
more
breakfast.
than we needed.
We got one breakfast.
That's right.
We were overpaid.
That's right.
For breakfast. David and
sent
Cersei,
$70
incredibly generous. Right, $70. So Bart
To
goes
Bart.
out and gets breakfast. Yeah, he cash apps it to Bart. Bart goes out and gets breakfast, brings it back. Good breakfast. I mean, really good. Kolaches, a couple of donuts. It's nice stuff. But it didn't cost $70. And Edward, now I'm going to let you take the story from here, but you noticed yesterday that there was no breakfast.
Well, at the end of the show, I had expected when the money came in on Wednesday, was it?
Yeah.
That we would have multiple breakfasts from the amount
The rest
of money.
of the week, I think, was the quote from
Yeah.
Bo. We got
Yeah.
money for the rest of the week.
We could have stretched it out for sure.
Yeah.
And I know how much breakfast costs, and it was not that amount of money on Wednesday. So yesterday I got to thinking, where did the money go? Who did it funnel through? It was Bart, and I'm not accusing Bart of anything, but it's just a little suspicious that breakfast was not mentioned yesterday.
It never came up,
Never,
did it?
it conveniently
Rest of the
never
week.
came up.
Yeah.
And it generally comes up.
It generally comes up, yes. So
He was-
I'm not sure.
He was noticeably absent during the breaks yesterday too. He would leave the room, so I'm guessing that so we couldn't bring it.
Yeah.
up.
So
then we're back on
to
air.
avoid
That's
the
a good point.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he filled up
Snacks,
the gas tank.
combos. combos.
Yeah,
you know,
had snacks along the
trail
way.
mix, you know.
Gatorade.
Those
maybe.
combos, man, those will get you. And empty combos bags all
he
over
took
the
four.
front
He
seat.
took 4 cases of Flight by Yingling too.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Because when they delivered all the free beer that we give out to partners and stuff,
Yeah.
it's they put it in his office. I wasn't here. And
There's
he had
a
a
mountain
wall,
of it. Yeah.
wall of Flight. Go look now.
It looked like a display, like at
missing.
Walmart in the middle of the aisle.
The
when they
Pol-
make a
the-
pyramid.
This Pullman Invitational. That's not
He had
really
that-
an invitation.
He had that earmarked for the Pullman. Well, is it an open? They call it the Pullman Open, right? But it's really an invitation.
That was his words.
yeah,
yes.
those were his words yesterday.
All right, we got to take a break.
Yeah, I
Our
know.
friend Darian Noa has texted it that he'll join us,
Wow.
but he's also got to be done in a tight window. I want to get his
okay.
thoughts on the weekend.
All right,
where
good,
We'll do
good.
that next from the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Tell you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Darian Noa is the face of the SEC Network and host of his own radio show that airs in Norman, covering the Sooners and more. I don't know why he's doing all this work.
He's multimedia.
He's taking
It's the
kids
brand.
to school in the
It's
morning.
the brand.
and he's squeezing us in. And I don't know if is your brain even working with all this that you've got going on today, Dari?
Well, because it's 7:17 my time, it's still working. By about 3 o'clock, it's over. It's done. And then I have to fake it through any television shift I have, which I will have later tonight on SEC.
I'll be watching for that.
Yeah, I've become the king of the second, third, fourth, and fifth wind, if you will. And every single one of those wins is usually necessary when I'm doing radio and TV in the same day. Yeah.
All right. Well, where's your head lately on the league and how it's going to shake out and what you've noticed through 3 weeks?
That we are not going to have a team go 8-0 in league play. I feel pretty good about that. I think parity is the ultimate goal of the league, and in its scheduling. I think we're seeing that, given the scheduling, but also the portal and its impact. And it feels very, very open, which is great. There are teams that are not as good as I thought. There are teams that are better than I thought, where I think Arkansas slots in there. There are teams I would never have thought, looking down the schedule, could win certain games that are going to come up that now I suddenly think can win certain games. And I think it's going to make this league race more exciting than it's been in a long time. And then we will certainly hope that come playoff time, it doesn't have any sort of a negative impact there. And given the committee's, newfound love of strength of schedule and strength of record, I think the SEC will be just fine with that.
I know, like everyone else, you saw what Hunter Yurachek said on Monday at the Touchdown Club that you've also spoken at. I just want to point out, whatever you said down there didn't get the same kind of run that Hunter did.
Oh, I got in trouble for what I said there one day. Wait.
It always happens.
I think that was
there.
on my show that you got in trouble.
I did not. Hang on a minute. I did not hear what he said. What did he say? I somehow whipped on this. What was it?
Well, he basically said that Arkansas is not financially set up to win a national championship in football now. They are in football and basketball and whatever. And so people have lost their minds. And Chuck and I have kind of pointed out, we get why maybe he shouldn't have said that. But at the same time, we already knew that. And, if you're given the State of the Union of where you are as an athletic department, which he kind of is doing at that Touchdown Club, he points that out. Maybe it wasn't delivered as well as it could have been. But I don't know, did you think prior to hearing that Arkansas was set up to win a national championship?
No, I mean, from an NIL/donor sense, no, I never did.
That's kind of the rub.
Yeah, I would be more upset that my AD is out here making excuses. Like, I think that's kind of where I would. My first gut instinct upon hearing that, Bo, was that your AD's making excuses if you're an Arkansas fan. So, but no, I wouldn't have. But I think he's not the only one doing this. Didn't even Alabama?
Yes.
Didn't he say something similar? Right?
Yeah.
Byrne, yeah, he said something similar a few months back. No, I mean, ultimately, they all want to keep their jobs. They all want to show that they're making the right decisions, that they're hiring the right people, and that they're putting all of their programs in the best, giving them the best chance to win. And at times, I could suspect it would be fairly easy to start saying, look, we need more money, and you've just got to find creative ways to say that. That might not have been the best way to say we need more money and more donors, but yeah, I mean, it comes across as a little bit of desperation and excuse making. But yeah, no, I don't know. Is he getting the kind of backlash that I did when I was on your show?
Yeah, it's the Twitter
they'll
mob.
pounce on you there.
Yeah,
They'll pounce on you.
They'll pounce on all of us, Dari.
No, that's right. They will.
By the way, at the risk of getting in more trouble, I'd like to say that Brett Bielema is sitting inside the top 10 firmly right now.
Ran him straight out of here.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ran him straight out of here. But if you really want to get in trouble, you can say Pittman's done a pretty good job since he's been here, which I've said.
I'm with you.
Given all the circumstances, it doesn't mean that's where you want to end things. That you don't that the expectations can't be higher, and you want to win more games. But I think you gotta, if you're gonna evaluate it accurately. I mean, he's navigated some difficult times, including the COVID, the portal. and not having NIL money. Let me ask you just, you saw probably Arkansas Ole Miss. Do you think this is a 6-win team?
Yes, absolutely. That is I would love to have known how that drive would have ended had they not turned it over for the only time that game. I would love to have seen that thing play out. They really were, Billy Napier likes to say we're close or we're that close. I think Arkansas truly was like that close. And you imagine what a road win in Oxford would have done for that program and the perception of it. They'd be sitting inside the top 25 right now with that win. Yes, I think that they're better than a 6-win team. They're better than I thought they were. I probably thought they were a 5 or 6-win team. I could see them winning 7 or 8 now. In that offense and that quarterback and the Petrino plan and the two of them working together is the biggest reason why. Defense, I don't know how good it is. It certainly didn't look good in the first half in Oxford, and they're going to give up some points. But the offense is going to cover up a lot of that defense's issues. So yeah, I think they could win 7 or 8. I think they're a lot better than I thought they would.
Hey, Darian, is it next week? I think it is that the 3 permanent opponents are going to be announced by the SEC.
Something else I'm getting in trouble for. So I am not at liberty to say anything right now.
Okay.
So Arkansas is going to have LSU, Texas, and Missouri. Is that right? Just wink or nod or make your eyes real big. Or how about a pause? How about just a long pause? If that's right.
I don't
say
know
anything.
I don't know who anybody's going to have.
Okay.
From what I understand, guys, I don't even think the athletic directors are going to know until Monday at the earliest, if not Tuesday. So I don't. It's still not settled.
That's too bad. I thought we were going to get something out of you.
No, you're not going to get jack out of me. And
is there going to be a special? Is there going to be a special on the SEC?
I am not at liberty.
Is Musburger coming back to do that?
Listen, you guys get me in trouble. I've been.
We walked into an area here. I had no idea.
Is Musburger coming back? That's amazing.
All right.
Listen, I don't know. What I thought was going to become public knowledge yesterday did not become public knowledge yesterday. So I got to shut up. I'm sick of these damn phone calls I find myself.
I love it.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, I know you got to go because you're dropping your youngest daughter off at school.
Yep.
All right, real quick, Auburn.
I probably got 2 minutes left.
Okay.
We're good. I'm in a little traffic here. Yeah.
A, did you get in trouble with Hugh Freeze when you came on and talked about his quarterback having to feel good about himself at the end of practice? And B, what do you think about the Auburn-Oklahoma game?
So you probably I'm sure you didn't hear. I had Hugh on my show on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
And I've known him for a long, long time, and he was great to come on. And I even said to him, I said, Hugh, at media days, you told several people that that you, at the end of practice, you have to tell your defensive coaches to kind of take it easy on Jackson because you have to have your quarterback feeling confident at the end of practice. I said that was taken any number of ways, and I know that you heard the ways that they were taken. Did it get misconstrued? And he started laughing, and he goes, "No, Dari, that's pretty much exactly what I meant." So,
wow. Jackson Arnold returns to Oklahoma.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Play Oklahoma. What's this going to be like?
I don't feel good about it from Jackson's perspective. Now, I watched that South Alabama game back a couple nights ago. He handles the zone read beautifully. He makes really good decisions. He had a lot of passes that he threw that were dropped that were certainly not his fault. I think he's playing good football, but I also think it is going to be a lot for him to handle. Not that he can't. It's going to be a lot for him to handle, and the crowd's only a part of it. I think that Brent Venables is going to confuse him. That's the intention. He will not have wide receivers running open. He will not have a 3-man rush, which is what South Alabama presented, and very little blitz. I think that Brent Venables is going to do a lot of things to kind of play with Jackson's mind and brain a little bit, make it awfully difficult for him there. So I think Oklahoma wins it by a couple of touchdowns. I hope Jackson plays well and represents himself well. I certainly like him. I know he's going to get booed the first time he walks out there, jogs out there, and I don't think he should be, but that's not for me to decide. I think he'll play okay. I just think Oklahoma defensively is going to make a couple of big-time plays, force him into a couple of big mistakes. and they're going to have a hard time slowing down John Mateer in that offense.
Dari, thanks for getting us
Thank
in
you,
the
Dari.
middle of the commute to schools, plural.
You got it, guys. Good to talk to you.
Appreciate you, my man. We'll talk again soon. Have a great weekend. We'll be watching for that 4th and 5th wind as he's faking his way through
That's right.
TV. We've all been there.
That's right.
We've all been there. Darian Noa, SEC Network.
I was going to tell him we'll be watching for him on that special Tuesday night
Yeah.
when they unveil the new schedule.
Is Musburger coming back?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Musburger did that? Walk the halls of the SEC Network.
I remember that. Yeah, that was
and then
that
had
was a great moment.
But Ralphie May was representing Arkansas, and nobody knew who Ralphie May was except for you.
Yeah, I knew who
Childhood
he was.
friend.
Well, he was younger than I was. We're from the same hometown.
You were his childhood friend.
Yeah, actually, if you want to know the truth, I umpired Little League ball games when I was in high school and stuff, like a lot of kids do at the boys club, and he was one of the players in the Little League. So I'm
the
like
late Ralphie
7 or 8
May,
years old.
famous comedian,
Yeah.
but most of us didn't know who he was, and we were
right.
like, "Who's this guy repping Arkansas?"
I knew who he was.
You did.
Most famous guy from my hometown for sure.
So what Chuck's talking about is the SEC
Yeah.
schedule. I wouldn't agree with that. I would say that you're more famous in Arkansas.
No.
I would 100%.
I've not had an HBO special.
Yeah, well,
I've not performed in foreign countries.
Yes, you have. You've been on Netflix on any given Saturday.
Well, that's fair.
Performing from the in front of a live crowd at the Catfish Hole.
But it wasn't my special.
You've
it wasn't
performed
dedicated.
live in Madison Square Garden.
But it was not like whatever. Go ahead.
You did.
Go ahead.
In the confines of I've never heard of Ralphie May until you brought him up the other day.
all right.
In the confines of our state.
All right, go ahead.
Put it on the poll. More famous from Clarksville, Ralphie May or Chuck Barrett?
That's bad.
Chuck Barrett.
That's bad.
Chuck wins.
No, it's
Yeah,
Ralphie May by
absolutely. He's not in. Is he in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he's in. Does Clarksville have a Hall of Fame?
far. No.
Well, let's start.
Not that I know of.
You know how to get in the Hall of Fame at
The
Clarksville.
inaugural class.
You
Chuck
start
Barrett,
one.
Ralphie
You start
May.
one.
Somebody's
you
got to pay for it.
Look, that's right. You got to pay for it.
If you're going to have a Hall of Fame, somebody's got to be paying for it.
We'll have Basil make a little plaque or something.
Come up with a trophy.
We got to have somebody else make a trophy. Basil's too busy. We'll have Brandon White do it.
Hey, I'm
At
going to
L&L
tell you.
Metal Fabrication.
I'm going to tell you, talking about schedules now, this battle for the boot thing's been pretty enduring, and I'll give Basil credit for that. I remember when it first happened. And it was like, are you kidding me? I mean, this isn't going to, nobody cares about this. Well, by gosh, they have too.
So I got sidetracked talking about
Yeah, I know.
the infamous Chuck Barrett.
Yeah, and I needed to bring us back into the.
Yes, you did.
the
9-game
center.
schedule. Next week, we believe we're going to find out who your 3 permanent opponents will be every year. So the rest of the 6 games will rotate. But there will be 3 that Arkansas will play every year. Who do you think they're going to be? We'll tell you who we think. And then we'll discuss whether we want that. That's a tease.
That's a whole different deal there. Who you getting? Who you wanting?
Let's do it next.
All right.
877-377-6963. It's Friday. Let's go. Chuck and Bo Show. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's for health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hog Trough Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up. And don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hog Trough, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection or visit hoggutters.com.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
think you're on anybody's pickup list at school?
No.
Chuck Barrett able to pick up my kid.
No, that I doubt that.
I'm gonna write you in.
All right, good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Every day of the week, they're helping people at First Security Bank, Chuck. Helping Arkansans bank better.
Every day.
FSbank.com. You want to bank online. More convenient locations and all in on local communities and local banking. First Security Bank, member FDIC. It is Friday. Oh, it's so good.
I love it.
6:36.
Football Friday.
We go to Lowell, and here's Tom. Tom, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, guys. How we doing this morning? Y'all getting that coffee flowing?
We got that Friday coffee rolling, baby.
That's awesome. I got two things this morning. On the rivalry games, I think it should be Missouri, LSU, and Texas.
Wow.
Of course, I'd like to squeeze Ole Miss in there somehow, but I don't know how you get away from Missouri, Texas, and LSU.
I think you nailed it. What if do you want a particular game around Thanksgiving?
I want that LSU game on Thanksgiving because that's whenever we seem to roll in there and get them Tigers about every time on that Thanksgiving game.
Let's get back to that.
I like the LSU. I think we used to play them after. Wasn't the Friday after Thanksgiving's when we played LSU?
Yes.
Yes. So that game, I grew up watching that game and listening to Chuck call it on the radio while I was out in the deer woods. There's not really any greater feeling than that, playing a really good game on Thanksgiving.
Those were fun days. And, here's the thing, and Tom brings up a point. Thank you, Tom. For a generation of Arkansans, playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving became a tradition. Now, I was not raised on it. I was not raised on a Friday after Thanksgiving game. But there's a generation of Razorback fans that have been. And I have to admit, playing on Saturday after Thanksgiving just doesn't feel quite right. Even though there's every reason to, play on Friday and not feel normal about it. But that's kind of where we got. I know our fans want to play LSU. Now, I will say this. 2 years ago, when this was first trotted out, when we thought we were going to get it, it was going to be Texas, Missouri, and Ole Miss. I'm as certain of that as you and I are sitting here doing this show. But that has changed. And there are things in play that maybe were not in play a couple of years ago. And it would not surprise me at all if Arkansas goes back to playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Because that, frankly, is more of a traditional game than, what the Saturday games have been.
How do you feel about the difficulty of schedule with if you have Texas and LSU? Do you think Ole Miss is as tough a game as LSU?
Well, I'd love to. I'm just going to say it. I wish they get Kentucky. Somebody's going to get Kentucky every year.
Can we volunteer to have Kentucky and Vanderbilt as permanent rivals?
Vanderbilt's pretty good right now, but it's hard to believe that it's going to last. But let's be honest. Arkansas has been toward the bottom, and I'm sure Texas, LSU, and Missouri are thinking we can beat Arkansas. But there's validation in being scheduled for a big game. There's just validation in that. Now, the flip side to that is that once, others have said you belong in this game, you're expected to go play well and win some of them. And if you don't, everybody gets mad. But that's, I guess that's how it works anytime.
The schedule's definitely set up to win a national championship.
See, that's the thing. I know, and I'm going to draw a basketball analogy. I don't want to get too far into the weeds here, but in basketball, they're going to play every team that made it to the Elite Eight last year. Well, I think every Razorback fan's like, great, bring them on. Bring them on.
Let's go. Let's play.
Let's play right now. Let's play right now. In football, you want to feel that way. You want to say, bring them on. Let's play right now. And there's validation when that game is scheduled, if that's the one that ultimately is scheduled. But, you look at some of these games, and the other guys have won a lot more than we've won, if we're really honest. And, in fact, you don't even have to be that honest. You just have to be able to read because the record's right there in front of you. So if you're going to play them every year, you need to find a way to be equipped to play them every year. What you're playing in basketball is a national championship schedule. You know, if you can plow through that and win more than you lose, when that tournament starts, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. In football, it's a national championship type schedule too, but they've just not been equipped to win those games. They've been equipped to be competitive, just not equipped enough to win those games. And, you know, there is a trade-off there if that's how it comes to pass. And I don't know that it is, but if it's how it comes to pass, there's a trade-off there. You're stepping up a little bit. And that's just kind of the reality of the situation.
So we're thinking next week we're going to know who the 3 permanent
I think we'll know,
in the 9-game schedule.
Yes, I think we'll know next week.
Let's find out what Arthur thinks about it. Arthur, how's Vermont today?
It's good, but I got a couple of things on my mind I got to get out, man. First off is I heard some fellow on YouTube talking about situational spots and the spot about where Arkansas is this weekend. He picked an outright upset. Well, yeah, Taylor Green and Bobby Petrino, yeah, situational that. I want a win will be good. But, oh, man, if they beat the brakes off those guys, secondly, my 3 permanent, I would like Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and we can't walk away from Missouri until we start getting the better of that, dude. I mean, we can't walk away from that right now. It looks bad. It looks bad on a street sense. It looks bad. We need to.
It's bad on the street.
We got to put them in their place. And then
I agree. Like, this has to stop.
It's not just our decision, though. I mean, we don't get to decide.
About who they're playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's that we're putting our druthers out there today.
I got you.
Yeah, and then this guy from Oklahoma and the rest of the media, I listened to Joe Klatt yesterday, not to plug another network, but I'm sick of this Oklahoma stuff, dude. I'm just had enough of it. John Mader's the best quarterback, and you know, if the Heisman was today. Well, let me tell you what, man. Oklahoma beat Michigan, but they're about to run headlong into a real SEC offensive and defensive line. Okay, let me see you get one-dimensional against Auburn's defense. I don't think the quarterback in Oklahoma is as good as the guy at Baylor. And I'm telling you, if they give, I don't know how it's the mechanics of it, but, you know, the thing about Auburn is if they just think they're going to run out there and get a W, it might go different. I certainly hope it does. Not that I'm a hater or anything, but sometimes I do hate a lot. That's all I got, fellas. Have a good day.
There you
That's
go.
enough.
Drop the mic. Get
Yes.
on the treadmill. Walk out some of that frustration. Build up to a slow jog. The next caller needs no introduction. Hello.
He's up in the house.
Yep, there it is.
Chuck, what up, Mo?
Big Keith is in the house.
Big Keith.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey, you were on yesterday when I called in my picks.
Keith, I not only was
What?
on, I wrote every single one of them down right there.
Okay.
All
okay, I didn't know.
16 of them. Everyone.
Well,
and I
I should've
interviewed
done
you
it.
about it, and then Chuck said it was the worst segment in the history of radio.
I didn't say the worst.
And asked me to leave for the final hour.
Tell me to get
What do
out
you
of
mean
here.
I wasn't
If
here?
that's all you got, it's time to go.
Your voice was, I don't know. I didn't know. I substantive.
Well, you were
know,
busy
like-
rattling off a 16-team parlay. How could you know
I
where
could
you
be
were?
10. I can go to 10 if that's better. I didn't know what you guys wanted.
Well,
First week,
I mean, I think screenshot text will work as verification that I got this in, and then we can look at that and we can say, hey, Bart, what do you think?
All right.
And,
Sounds good.
listen, I'm half kidding. Like, we did ask you, we wanted your picks. But then we realized that you rattling off 16 picks is a lot.
Yeah. About halfway
Hey,
through,
tell me
we
the
knew it was a
number.
bad idea.
Tell me the number. Tell me the number you want. I'll do it.
It's really about what you're gambling. It's about your choice and what you're going to risk and what you're going to wager. And because you've come in here and you've kind of thrown down the gauntlet.
We want to react to you.
Tens of thousands of dollars in earnings. And then losses.
Dare to be rich.
Well, I'll cut it back some next time.
We just want to
here's
keep
my
up.
thing.
We just want to live vicariously through this wild gambling ride you're on.
I heard that, man.
That's all.
Hey, Chuck, I kind of agree with you. It's probably going to be Ole Miss, Texas, and Missouri.
I didn't say
don't
it was
want
going to
that.
be Ole Miss. I didn't
said
say it
a
was
couple
going to
of
be.
years
I said
ago.
a couple of years
No,
ago.
I know he
set
said that, but
stone.
that's what I think it's going to be. But
I don't know.
here's what I
I
would
don't
like
know.
it to be. I would like it to be Texas and Oklahoma and Ole Miss or Missouri, one of the other.
You don't want LSU.
No, because isn't Oklahoma way closer than Texas?
It is.
Or LSU? I mean, so shouldn't you be playing the ones that are close to you? I mean,
that's one way of thinking about it.
I would love to see that, though, because Oklahoma and Texas, we played them every year and went through them like butter. You know what I mean? We're doing good. So.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do it every year. Oklahoma, though, does seem maybe like somebody you'd like to have on the schedule right now. We got to hit a break. Thanks for your thoughts. Big Keith in the house. Chuck has thoughts. I'm going to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter. Check out the Varsity Vibe podcast and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yingling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea, and when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
of a team now. I know we got beat, but we've got a good football team now. And, I mean, we've got a really good team.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Let's go to Memphis, baby.
Yeah, Bart's there. Bart's in Memphis.
Well, and according to Instagram, David and Cersei bought Bart some cheese fries last night in Memphis. And since he was playing with other people's money, splurged and had a little bacon put on top, too.
Where's our breakfast fund? Where's the breakfast? Like, I'm about to go get breakfast because we're
you have to pay for it out of your own pocket.
And I'm coming out of pocket for this, and which is fine, other than we have a breakfast fund that David and Cersei started.
Right.
And
so far, he's the only donor.
It's got $50 left in it.
At least.
And it's inaccessible.
And yeah. And we gave the keys to the guy that people voted as most trustworthy on the show, right? Was Bart voted as most trustworthy?
Well, technically,
Or
after
who
David sent the money to Bart, he texted in and said he would have trusted me with the money more.
I was going to give
Did you not have Cash App?
No, I have it. I just figured that was like a Bart execution kind of deal.
I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was going to say, well, he forgot. But the cheese fries, I mean, that's the deal right there. As soon as he hit the state line, cheese fries. First thing.
Yeah.
With bacon.
With bacon.
What looked to be either chives or green onions.
Exactly. So, I mean, he clearly got the...
Where was he?
I don't know.
He got the deluxe cheese fries. And
there's a bigger thing at play here.
I cannot divulge
the
any more information
reason you know
from
this
Bart's
is
private.
because you're on his private Instagram story.
Yeah.
And Chuck and I are not.
That's as much information as I can divulge.
I'm not on Instagram
because I'm going to get taken off of it.
Oh. And what would that do to you?
Well,
that's
what
where
would
I
it do
am
to
today.
us?
That's where I am. Well,
we
that's
have
true.
an insider right now.
That's true.
Does Bart have that line of separation? I mean, does he have that line there? You know, you guys have more experience with Bart than me.
I mean, honestly, why did he
there
have
a
to
natural
leave?
line of separation?
He's not playing until tomorrow. Why did he have to leave?
He's got to go walk the course,
yesterday?
man. I mean,
Why
he's
did
got to
he
go
have to be
walk
over
the
there
course.
all
Make sure the
day
greens
today?
are just
What is
right.
he-
The rough's not too thick. Like he's going to go back up
He's
to the pro
going to
shop and
Tunica,
go,
isn't he?
Hey, you know, the greens are a little bit slow out there. Could you quicken the pace? We got a lot of money on the
He's
table.
got to make
out
sure,
here.
like, the clubhouse is
Yeah.
all set up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know what he's doing. He's probably getting a private lesson in today. He's got to try to break 90 at Big Creek on Tuesday when he gets back.
He's walking around with a big wad of hundreds, tipping the staff there at the country club.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Getting everybody ready
big
so they get
dogging
the
it.
treatment.
Absolutely.
They go in ahead of time.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, Miss Terry used to do that after they were at the lake in that spot in Georgia. When
Yeah.
Saban would leave, she'd just walk around and tip all the help.
And they earned
Hey,
every
thanks
dime.
for
I
putting up with
promise
us this weekend.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you.
That's what Bart's doing.
That's what he's getting the pre-tips in.
That's it.
It's almost 7 o'clock. It's Friday morning. Good morning.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at mcdonaldeye.com.
So I spent yesterday, you don't mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I told you yesterday, he's like Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead, a Rice graduate like myself.
You went to school with a guy who created Beavis and Butthead?
He was about 2 years older than me, Bo.
King of the Hill, too.
Mike Judge has no connection whatsoever to Rice University.
You guys are horrible.
No.
If the guy wants to go through life thinking he went to college with the creator of Beavis and Butthead, what's the harm?
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I will say this for the location of the Chuck and Bo Show studios. I mean, I know we may have 365-day construction right out in front of the entrance and exit. I know that. But we are close to breakfast spots. Bo's going to fetch breakfast, by the way. We have one right across the street, and we have one in each direction. And I mean like less than a block away. So it works out very well for us. And as long as we've got money, we've got a close place to go get breakfast. We've been giving Bart a hard time today. Bart left. For some reason, they're having this golf tournament over in Memphis. And they call it the Pullman Open. Now, I got to be honest. The first time Bart started talking about this, I'm like, whatever. They got about 7, 8 guys out there. But they got like 28 people.
And this is a down year.
This is a down year. Normally, they have somewhere around 40. Is what he was bragging about. But he's like the tournament director. I don't know exactly what that means, but he makes it seem like it's pretty stressful. And now the tournament's not actually until tomorrow. And tournament really is not, when you think of tournament, you think of multiple rounds, like the opening round on Friday and then the championship round on Saturday. Maybe you flight it. But that's a tournament. This is actually just 18 holes. They're going to go out there and play a round of golf and then add up the scores when it's over. And so I don't know that really qualifies as a tournament. Now, I don't know that you really need a tournament director. But they have one. And this year it's Bart.
He's the rules official. He's the tournament director.
He's the one that's taking it most seriously.
He's the host. He's like Tiger at his own tournament.
Do you think he's going to have a clipboard this weekend?
Well, I don't know.
With the green tinted visor.
Yes.
But
like
I mean,
the poker visor.
I mean, let's face it. It's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal to Bart. And
it is.
So
it's an annual thing, Chuck. It's been happening for I don't know how long, but years.
And last year I know it went on, but I didn't really pay attention. But this year it's been kind of unavoidable. And as it turns out, we ran into some money a couple of days ago. Sometimes that'll happen, David, from Cersei, like Cash Apped Bart.
Jeez.
Way more than breakfast really cost. He Cash Apped us $70. I'll just throw it out there. Incredibly generous.
Started a breakfast fund.
Breakfast that day cost about $20, maybe $25. I don't know. But we don't get breakfast yesterday. Bart leaves town. The first thing he does when he hits the state line is order like cheese fries with bacon and chives. On David. And so we have to go out and buy our own breakfast this morning.
Bart's like a management fee.
Because the tournament director.
I got the money. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, it's a
Where
feast.
Did he go?
It's a bar feast right there.
TGI Fridays and order the whole sampler?
It's a free, yeah. And so, David, if you're listening, you bought Bart cheese fries with bacon and chives.
Yeah, multiple meals for Bart. One breakfast for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah.
Wonder how David feels about it.
I don't know.
I mean,
well, he should feel ripped off.
He just left. And here's the thing.
Madoff.
He left early.
Bart
made off with the
Madoff,
money.
Madoff.
And Bart and Bernie made off. Made off with the money. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he's going to Memphis, and not for the game. He's going to play golf.
He's not going to the football game.
I can't even believe in Memphis.
The Razorbacks are playing Memphis. They're finally
Where
playing.
you
His
from?
alma mater's
Yeah.
finally playing in his hometown. But he's got to tournament direct this deal out there, or
like,
be the director of their tournament.
You'd think you might be able to figure all that out. Are anybody worried about the Memphis game?
They've got ability, yeah. I mean, they can cause you problems if you're not ready to go. I think Arkansas will be ready to play. You know, we kind of, you know, a lot of people talked about, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think when they played Arkansas State, and then it wasn't. And I'm not saying Memphis is not better than Arkansas State. I think they are. But my point is Arkansas came out ready to play in that game. I don't think the Razorbacks beat Memphis 56-14. I don't think that. I don't know if they score on the first or second play from scrimmage. I don't know about that. But I think that when you look at the physical matchup, Arkansas is physically bigger than these guys, and they need to take advantage of that.
Well, ESPN, I'm looking at ESPN right now, and I'm going to pull up Oaklawn Sports. But ESPN has Arkansas a 7.5-point favorite. Ooh. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas, -7.
Well, makes you wonder.
The total is 61. Memphis on the money line is +210.
We'll have to get Zach's take on all this a little bit later.
At 8:30.
Yeah.
At 7:30, Ben Blakeman joins us to talk about the injury he suffered at Cal's fantasy camp last year.
I know he's had a year of rehab.
He's had a year of rehab, and he's back. What has the offseason been like? Yeah, what has the offseason been like for a young Ben Blakeman? Now newly wedded and going back into battle.
You know, I'm just thinking about that fantasy camp and how many missed shots there must be. I mean, there's got to be a lot of missed shots out there. I mean, really, just think about it. Think about how many missed shots there are.
That is a great observation. Why don't they have you call the games?
Well, let's not bring that.
I feel like maybe that has been brought up.
There. Let's not go
You and Z calling the games.
Let's not go.
And then you have the TV footage that everybody can take home with them.
We did that on Petrino's, one of Petrino's fantasy camps. We didn't do the game, but
what was that like?
Well, we interviewed them as though they were about to play in a really big game. You know, that was part of the deal.
That'd be ridiculous.
Well, it was. And so then I guess they all got videos, or I would call it CDs back then, of what their experience was like. I remember there was a gentleman from Fort Smith, and he was getting on up there then, so he's way up there now. And they put the ball in the punt simulator.
You mean he's old?
Yeah, he's old. They put the ball in the punt simulator, where they simulate the punts, and they were catching punts. And while the ball was in the air, somehow his helmet went from being.
He had a helmet on?
Yeah, helmet. Oh, they all did it for the gear, man. They did it for the gear.
They got the gear on.
But at any rate,
pads?
His helmet, no, not pads, just shorts and helmets. And somehow his helmet got twisted, and by the time the ball got there, it was completely backwards, and the punt hit him on the helmet, and I thought it was going to knock him out. But his helmet was in a perfect spot when he turned up, and then somehow his helmet got turned around, and he got beamed on the melon.
Backwards helmet.
Yeah, it was.
It's one thing to be looking out the ear hole.
Yeah,
but but the backwards helmet.
Yeah, that was fun.
Those fantasy camps. We'll find out what that's like, and I'm sure it's going to be a real bang up time for everyone this week. I mean, really, Cal does a first class job, but everybody loves it.
I'm certain it will be a lifetime memory for everyone that takes part in that. I'm certain
just
of that.
Keep
part.
everybody healthy.
Yeah, just
Jordan Wright put out a hype video.
I remember that.
Did you see that the other day?
I remember you talking.
He put out a hype video, and
didn't he do that last year too?
I don't remember if he put out a hype video, but he was training with Courtney Fortson.
Oh my god,
it was a great video.
It was very well done.
That's awesome.
There was some of their food products in the video, and that actually sparked a Wright's dinner for my family on Tuesday night.
Wow,
that hype video.
The power of advertising,
right?
That's
media.
right.
Yeah, when you see
I was
food,
influenced.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like ice cream.
Yeah.
When I see ice cream, it's it's debilitating. Really, it's just
I'm bad about ice cream too.
Kryptonite.
It's all that subliminal messaging.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Luckily, I've been able to stay away from cigarettes.
Well, they don't advertise on television anymore.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, Teamwork Roofing and Construction has work shirts, poncho work shirts, that if you do smoke, you could roll up a pack of cigarettes.
Well,
in
or you could put one in your pocket.
And those poncho shirts are absolutely awesome. And I've got one. I wear it in here occasionally. When I feel like it's going to be like a hard hat kind of day, pack your lunch kind of show, I get the Teamwork roofing shirt on, the poncho. Today, it's a Friday. I'm wearing a walk-on shirt.
Yeah.
You know, like
free and easy.
This is the mood. This is the mood I'm in today.
Free and easy.
Yeah, all weekend. Like, let's just watch games. Let's enjoy what the good Lord's given us by way of football.
Chill.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, chill.
Yeah.
Listen to Chuck call the game. I'll no doubt be running somewhere at some point during the game, and I'll be listening to you. Sometimes I get in the car and I go places just so I can hear you.
I think that's kind of how the world works now. People listen and watch in bits and pieces.
I mean,
the world doesn't
you can't
stop.
Just sit there.
The world doesn't stop.
No, and you've got to move with it. And that's what Teamwork Roofing and Construction does. They move with you. Wherever you're going, you need a remodel. You need a new roof. Maybe you're building homes. Maybe you're a home builder. They can do all the difficult roofs, all the challenging work, certified crews, and they're certified in the highest quality of materials like Malarkey shingles that are built to last. Sustainable roofs is what they're in the business of doing. They don't cut corners. That's a bad deal when you've got a roof. You need it done right, and you need it done with people that you can count on who are going to tell you when they're going to show up, be on time, be on budget, and leave an immaculate job site behind. Teamworkbuilt.com, that's the website. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality. Powered by Teamwork.
Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
we, and I include myself in this, we like to think we know what we're talking about, but sometimes we do miss the mark. I mean, sometimes we do.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, my gosh. I just totally let myself go there for about 2.5 minutes.
Oh.
We ate a kolache and half a donut. I mean, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. I'm going to be bouncing off the walls here in a minute.
You ate fast.
Sounds like a good time for Diet Coke.
Cool. Fridge Sig.
Edward, during the top of the hour break, went into the break room and got his Diet Coke in advance so he could be ready when you got back with breakfast. I mean,
it's cold too.
Yeah.
My coffee will be hot during the next break as well.
Every time I have a Diet Coke,
it's all
what
set
a
up.
country.
Yeah.
Generally, I wait till at least 7:30, usually 8, to have a Diet Coke, and I drink about half of it. But it's so cold and it's so good. I mean, I'm telling you, a cigarette couldn't be any better. Couldn't be half that good. Gray Hog?
Gray Hog.
Calling from?
Yeah.
Booger County.
Booger County.
Booger County.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to sit there and tell you guys I always enjoy listening to you guys in the morning. And then, Edward and Bart. But I really wanted to get with you, Chuck, because I sat there and I look forward to football season to listen to you, and I look forward to the basketball season listening to you commentate and everything. So I was just wondering, because I love the morning show so much, is there any way that you're going to get Bo in there to be a color commentator on the weekend game?
Well, a lot of people have asked about that, as you might imagine. And all I can say about that is that's people way beyond my pay grade make a call like that. But
You're not at liberty to talk about it?
Yeah, but don't think it hasn't been brought up. You're right
Well,
about that.
I just think, as much fun as the morning show is, I don't know if you could concentrate on the game.
No, you got to get down to business.
Awesome.
You got to get down to business in that situation. This is strictly goofing off here in the mornings. And if we need to get into something important, we will. But generally, we'd rather just have a good time.
As opposed to the serious-minded Matt Zimmerman on the basketball broadcast.
Yelling at officials, calling them out by name.
Yeah, Matt gets right into it.
TV Teddy's having a tough time tonight.
Yeah, it's a terrible call.
It's a terrible call. Matt Zimmerman on the officials. He just lets them. He'll just call them out on the game, in the game. Yeah, by name. By name.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah.
My favorite part.
And he points right at them.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to tell you guys what a great job y'all are doing.
Well, hey,
And,
thank you,
really looking
sincerely.
forward to seeing you, Chuck.
You're very nice
You guys
to say
take
that.
care.
Thank you.
That's very thoughtful of you to take the time and call in and say that. Generally, what people do listening to the Chuck and Bo Show is they take the time to write a very long text message about how they're not listening and, some other thought. It is interesting to me. Tell me if you guys maybe have any insight to this. It is interesting that negativity in life is rarely delivered in person or on the phone compared to the kind of negativity that is delivered by way of print, by way of digital print, text, emails, social media. Rarely. Rarely do you take that negativity and you go, you know what, I'm going to go meet with Chuck, or I'm going to call Chuck and I'm going to tell him how I feel. But by golly, I'm going to send him this email, or I'm going to send him a text, or I'm going to post something on social, and I'm going to let the world know. And we get that. It's 95% that way on the text to the show, and it's 95% the other way when people call the show. Now, explain to me what's going on here. I think I've got an inkling that I kind of understand it, but maybe you could shed some light on that
I
for
was
me.
just thinking about it. I remember the very first year that, and really the only year, that we did a John Pelfrey radio show. We did it at a restaurant here in town. That's they've changed names. But one night, the audience could write it down questions, and they'd bring them up before the show started. And somebody essentially, wrote, why don't you ask him why we're so terrible? Ask a tough question. That was written on there. And I knew the guy. I'd picked him out, out in the crowd who had written the note. And then Pell came in. And he made a habit of going to every table, and he would greet the people at every table.
I already know this.
And he got around to this table, and I told our producer, I said, "You watch these guys kiss up to him."
That's
as soon
exactly
as he sits down, he sat down, and it was like the King of England had sat down. They were so respectful, so nice. I mean, they just cowered in his presence, and I thought that's generally how it works. I mean, everyone, why don't you do it? I mean, but I just thought about that as you were telling that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of us were taught, you don't act that way, to someone out in public. And what was it? Was it Tyson that said a lot of y'all have gotten too comfortable typing in things on the internet that get you punched in the nose in person, you know? So people tend to be a lot braver.
Keyboard warriors.
People tend to be a lot braver behind the keyboard.
Keyboard gangsters. 877-377-6963. What are we calling today? Wide Open Friday? Whatever's on your mind.
Friday. Football Friday.
Chuck's
Just
got
Friday.
a spotting board out over there with
I do.
half-eaten kolache on top of it. And he's using the Chuck and Bo show notes as the napkin as to not mess up the spotting board.
That's what spotting board's sacred on Friday.
That's behind the scenes of the Chuck
Shows
and Bo show.
come and go. Show notes come and go.
Are you kind of locked in on your colors there? Like I see a lot of pink.
I've been coloring
green,
this morning.
Little
Yes.
orange. But I mean, do you use the same colors?
Yes.
What does pink mean?
Pink is what you. That's for the player's name.
That's the names.
Right.
You go right to the pink for the names. All right?
Orange is height, weight, hometown, and now where they've transferred from.
Yeah.
And yellow, because it's the brightest and highlights the best, is for the stats. So.
And you add to that during the game, or
no?
You go to stat broadcast for that.
Stat broadcast during the game.
Everything you ever wanted to know, kids, about color.
I like to color. That's my favorite part of all this is coloring.
It's all in the prep. I wish you could hold that up, but I don't want to mess your kolache up. Maybe we'll do it later.
Once I'm done.
Rick is in Lowell. Rick, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, it's a pleasure to listen to you guys every morning. I'll do it at work.
Thank you so much.
Starts that day off early or better.
Appreciate
it. Hey, Bo, and Chuck, Bart, Edward, everybody that's there, those guys that texted in, I'm just going to put it this way. It's testicular fortitude, a lack of, that they'll text it in rather than call you and say, hey, guys, whatever they might say. I'm not going to say anything because I enjoy the show, and I've enjoyed it for many, many, many years that you guys have been on and off the air. That's just my opinion. That's just Rick's humble opinion.
Wow.
That it's testicular fortitude, or lack of, and then well, if you guys got a minute, what does tomorrow look like? Your guys' opinion.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What does tomorrow look like? I think Arkansas. You want me to start, Chuck?
Yeah.
I think Arkansas goes out, and I think they play better on defense. I think you get the same effort on offense. I don't know if it'll be a flawless performance, but I think they win the game by 14, 17, 21 points, and I think they should. I mean, this team has a lot of confidence offensively. I'll be interested to see what they do defensively. I just think, and I said this earlier in the week, that as good as Memphis can be, first of all, I don't believe this is one of those Memphis teams that's been a top 25 caliber opponent of years past. And the little bit of a game I watched them play against Troy, they don't have the athletes that Arkansas has. I mean, Arkansas is just bigger, stronger, faster. At least that's my quick thin slicing glance at watching Memphis play.
Well, when you look at the heights and weights, I mean, Arkansas, the heights and weights are SEC heights and weights, and Memphis's are not SEC heights and weights. And there's the potential for the bigger team to push the smaller team around. And if Arkansas takes care of business tomorrow, so to speak, I think that's what we'll see. I expect Arkansas to score points. I'll be shocked if they don't. What I wonder about is, can they get to Memphis's quarterback? Number one, can they stop the run? Memphis is not one of these teams like, for example, Chambliss The kid the other night for Ole Miss, I think that was his name. It's been a week. I'm sorry. But
Trinidad
Chambliss. Yeah, he was he could throw as well as he could run. This guy's a better runner. You look at how Memphis has scored through their first ball games. They got, I think, 11 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, two TDs, 1 pick in their passing game. Can you make them throw? Can you put a little pressure on him? You don't have to sack the quarterback. You got to make him throw off rhythm. That's when they start throwing him to you. But you got to be able to do that. And, again, when you look at the size and speed factor, Arkansas's defensive line, their offensive line, especially on the edges, both sides of the ball on the edges, Arkansas has got a significant advantage there. And that needs to be the difference.
You know, sometimes when we talk about games like this, we talk about it like we talk about long shots in a horse race. You know, you're always waiting for that one long shot to come in, and they never come in when you bet on it, right? But we act like it happens all the time, and it really doesn't happen as often as we think. Well, these same type of games. Like, oh, you got to look out. There's a trap game. You got to watch out for Memphis. I get why people say that, but when you just go look at the matchup, I mean, Arkansas is a 7.5 or 7-point favorite on the road. That means Vegas thinks they're probably 10 points better on average than Memphis. So unless they do something to beat themselves beyond the way they played last week, I mean, you might be able to miss a couple field goals and turn it over and beat Memphis. You're not going to win that game on a Saturday night on the road in the SEC. This matchup, Arkansas is just better. And they need to go out and obviously show that.
There's the potential for them to do that. And again, the Razorbacks have advantages. You know, when you really look at it position by position, they've got advantages. But now look, Memphis has beaten teams that have advantages over them before. They've won 7 in a row. And I don't care who you've beaten, you're in the habit of winning.
That's right.
So I give them credit for that.
They've also got a bunch of new players.
They do. But I do think their quarterback has more potential to beat you with his legs than his arm. And they will lean heavily on the running game. They're going to run. They're going to run between the hashes.
They're
going to
run
an inside zone. And you know, when you look at their quarterback, his completion percentage is really good, almost 75%. But he's barely averaging 10 yards a completion. So I mean, it's not a real downfield passing attack. Although they do have a couple of good receivers, they will throw it deep. But
their game is running.
They run the
football.
And dunk. They run the football, and then just about the time you commit too much to the run, they try to beat you over the top.
Yeah, that's what'll happen. We'll get into other games to look at this weekend, too. We'll take your calls coming up. 877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Edward, that's a nice Chuck and Bo hat you have on.
That's where I got my car from.
Yeah, really?
Me too.
Years ago.
You, Bart, Chuck, everybody in here.
My wife.
Acura, Chevy, Honda, Toyota. Chuck's brand new Chevy out there. Fayetteville Auto Park, the selection. Yeah, the thing is, if you go there, you're going to find something.
You are.
Because the variety and the selection is all there. You're not going to find a better selection of pre-owned vehicles to go along with the Acura, Chevy, Honda, Toyota. Huge selection. They've got an award-winning service department in business 25 years. You can trust them. That's why people keep coming back for 25 years at the Fayetteville Auto Park. Check them out today and drive with confidence. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
That's all I wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know much about new items, really. I mean, I go to the store. I see lots of things that baffle me.
Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, here we go. Kevin is in Rogers. It's Friday. Kevin, it's 7:38 as we make our way to wherever we're going today. School, work, a long weekend like Bart. Kevin, thanks for calling in. What's happening?
Hey, man, I love you all show. Chuck, good to hear your voice. Bo, hope everybody's feeling good.
Thank you.
You know,
Doing great.
nobody needs to worry about this game coming up. I've looked at the ins and outs of this game. I got a lot of connections and relatives that went to the University of Memphis, and my mother's from the Jonesboro area, and we're going to win by 17 or more points.
There you go.
I mean, that's what it is. Unless somehow they're able to suit up D'Angelo Williams once again and he's ready to go, because I'm sure he would have loved to run against this type of defense, they won't beat Arkansas. And everybody needs to quit worrying about it. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know how worried
it is
people
what
are.
it is.
But this is an example of what I was talking about a minute
You guys
ago.
are jinxing him.
About, well, I don't know if that's, is that a thing? Really? Is that a thing? No. If the team overlooks the game.
No, it's not. It's not a thing.
Then it could be a thing. But this is just, fans and guys talking here. But this is the point I was making earlier as Kevin calls in from Rogers and says this on the air. Piggy Smalls texts in, I'm calling it right now, the Hogs will lose to Memphis and then beat Notre Dame. Well, Piggy Smalls, you got to call in with that so we can get it on the record. That way on Monday we can play it back when you were right. Or if you were wrong.
It's obviously well thought out, and we just like to know how you arrive at a conclusion like
people
that.
who
Talk us through it.
I'm sticking to my prediction 9-3. They got. I mean, that's what I said on the air, and that's what I'm sticking
But
with. They're
if
going to
you
beat
were-
Notre Dame next week.
If you were one of these 3-9 people, you would have texted it in, is my point. You wouldn't call it in. And this is what I'm
of course.
fleshing out.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not about just criticizing, like, what happens here on the show. It's just anything negative. It's like every once in a while we'll get that call, but usually they save that for a text.
No, you're right.
And the calls are like this. Oh, I think they're going to win. I think we're going 9-3. It's like, why can't you people that hide behind the keyboard, why don't you call?
Well, that's because
why
Edward
don't we have a conversation?
Edward screens all
Wanna
the
hear about
calls and all the negative calls. They don't let them get to the air. Edward
That's
makes
not
sure.
true. That is not
Edward
true.
I've had people like. I mean, that's what people tell me.
Nobody's told you that.
No,
I
it
got
is
a-
true. Make sure you compliment
Got
Chuck
a
and Bo.
question for Chuck.
Do what?
Hey, Chuck, I just got a quick question,
All
not
right.
to veer off of football. You got any news on basketball? Everybody staying healthy? Have you heard anything? I mean,
From what
I'm
I
sure you're staying
understand,
close to what's going-
I get little bits here and there. Every time somebody talks about what's going on with basketball, Trevin Brazil's name comes up. He's just evidently having a monster off season, and we'll see how it carries over. But there's a lot of talent there, that's for sure.
How about them playing the entire Elite Eight?
I mean, yeah.
Scheduling.
Well, how
the
about
entire
like Cincinnati and
Elite
Memphis
Eight.
in just the exhibition games, and then you play the entire Elite Eight during the course of your non-conference season.
And that would be Michigan State, Duke, Texas Tech, Houston, Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, and Florida.
Yeah.
Arkansas is playing every one of those teams this year in basketball.
That's a pretty stout schedule. And as we were saying a little bit earlier, in basketball, it's like, bring them on. I can't wait.
In football, you're like, hey, can we get a...
Well, in football, you want to play in those games because there's validation in playing in them. The TV people think it's a good enough game to put on their network. We must be pretty good. I think all fan bases feel like that to a great extent.
Now that we've played 3 games, we're 3 games into the season, what game left do you want to win the most? Now, obviously, you need to win this game tomorrow, and you hope to beat Notre Dame, I get. But, like, if you had to pick one, and for me, it's easy. It's like, if they don't finally beat Missouri this year, I mean, I'm serious.
I know.
And I know you can't just will things to happen, but, man, they need to. They need to figure out a way to will that thing to happen. And I'm way down the road. I know there's a lot of stuff happening between now and then. But if you just think about, man, because the schedule it's going to be difficult. And obviously you just have to embrace it and go. But some of these games like Missouri, you just got to figure out a way. Like, are they really the superior program? I mean, really? And if they are, you got to change that. We can sit around all day and talk about how many wins is acceptable and making the playoff and, we don't have enough money and NIL and all that. Why don't we start with some, I'm not running 3 miles today. I'm going to put my running shoes on and I'm going to walk around the block. That's where I'm starting. That's the equivalent of beat Missouri.
Oh, there's been opponents over the years that are like that. SMU was like that back in the 90s, and Missouri kind of reminds me of that now.
Let's set some goals like that.
Well, let's beat Missouri.
Missouri.
That's a good place to start. I got no problem with that. Here's the thing. That game's, when you play this thing out or when you look at it game by game and what might happen, it's been a situation lately where there's been more on the line for Missouri, at least in terms of where they're going to play in the postseason. But maybe there'll be something on the line for Arkansas like that this year. But whether it's a big bowl game or just a bowl game, or just bragging rights, that's a game you need to win because your fan base thinks you're better than them. And when you don't win that game, it causes problems.
How's the offseason gone for Ben Blakeman? Back to compete in Cal's fantasy camp after a year of rehab. We'll do it next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, what's your point?
You want my point?
Yes, I asked for it. Make it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Pop-A-Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural raffle jackpots grew to nearly $500,000 last spring. Now you can be our next big winner, even if you're not in the stadium. Get your raffle ticket purchased to have a chance to win big right now at RazorbackRaffle.com.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
When is the last time you thought, Oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us. It's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ben Blakeman's had a busy offseason. I mean, the beautiful wedding photos. Congratulations, Ben.
Hey, good morning, Bo. Thank you so much.
I know exactly where to celebrate that. You can mark that milestone at a place called Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, where it's more than jewelry, it's your story. And boy, do you have one. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Going through a wedding and all the planning while you're coming back from what for many could have been a career-ending injury. And now you're back. You're ready for fantasy camp. And I know above all other things, that's what you've been looking forward to.
That has been top priority for the last several months, is getting ready for this weekend. That's correct.
Can you walk us through exactly what happened last year and what the road to recovery's been like?
Road to recovery, it has not been the easiest. You know, you hear about these star athletes and, you know, a little strain here, strain there. You think, oh, anyone can play through that. But I will now tell you firsthand, strain calf, not for the weak.
Did you get the dunk down, though, when you went up for that? When the injury occurred, did the dunk go down?
See, this camp has actual basketball players at, and I was not aware of that. I thought it was a lot of me that can get nowhere near dunking on a regular goal, and instead it's people of the likes of Cardale Jones, the old Ohio State quarterback, who can dunk any way he wants to. So my slight injury occurred during walkthrough of our offense input.
Oh my God! All right, so go ahead.
Well, the decision has been made from now that I'm an older, wiser, married man. The decision has been made that I am now participating as a coach this year, not as a player.
Okay, that's I can't wait to hear about how they listen to you.
He just loves being around the game. He just loves being around the game.
Ben Blakeman,
nose ball.
Give us a quick overview of what we're going to see.
So it should be a great weekend. There are participants truly from all over the country, and it is mostly athletes and former athletes that come in and are competing to win this weekend. But Coach Calipari, I mean, he's connected everywhere, and it's all about relationships with him and getting like-minded people together. So there is fun, there is play, but then there's also like lectures and business meetings, kind of with mentor opportunities mixed in, and then a dinner as well, just to get all the participants to be able to celebrate and get to know each other, both on and off the court.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I noticed you didn't put a hype video out like Jordan Wright did. Now I know why, because you're coaching.
I'm hoping to be his coach. That's what I'm hoping for today.
But we hope you all have a great time. Now, we expect a full recap on Monday. Can you do that?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. We'll get Jordan too.
Yeah, document it as you go.
I'll
be watching your Instagram story.
Of course.
And we want to look in all weekend at the festivities of Cal's Fantasy Camp.
Make sure you've got a nice sport jacket to wear. You know, coaches wear sport jackets now.
Gosh.
Gotta have the blazer.
As you're directing traffic out there.
Listen, forget that. I want you to have 2 or 3 watches on, rings on every finger, and a big chain.
I will be wearing Chuck's gold chain.
There you go.
I will be wearing Chuck's gold chain.
That's it. Ben, have a great weekend, my man. We appreciate you and everything you do in our community.
Hey, and go Hogs. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
You too,
have a good
man.
weekend.
Ben Blakeman. You want to go have some fun, just go up there to Blakeman's and ask for Ben and have a glass of Coach. Hey, are you the guy that got hurt last year and was regulated to coaching at Cal's Fantasy Camp this year?
Coach Blakeman here.
Also, I'm looking for a diamond.
Yeah.
Well, they got him there.
Yeah.
It is more than jewelry. It is about your story, marking the journey and the milestones. And when you go in that place, it's remarkable what you see at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. We certainly appreciate the Blakemans and Ben Blakeman for their partnership on the show. And not just that, but their love for the Razorbacks and what they mean to our community. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's Friday. We're getting off to a good start here. Good morning. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
As long as we're talking about things that we don't understand, what is with the pulling into the convenience store with your music at a normal level and getting out of your car and going inside and cranking it up like to 10 while you're outside your car? I don't get that. I see it at convenience stores quite often. Kids will come in. It's a thing among the kids. It is. I've seen it repeatedly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Arkansas 7-point favorite. Chuck's going to call the game at 11 a.m. He's going to be up, about the time he gets up to do this show.
Back-to-back 11 a.m. games.
Pre-game starts in 5 minutes.
It really does. It feels that way. Actually,
honestly,
it starts
the pregame
in
will be on
24 hours from now.
Yeah, this is the official network pregame.
The official.
So
the local shows will probably start
6?
about 6.
Yeah,
I would guess.
So I got pickup duty tonight at like 2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the curfew?
Well, that's the return trip from Texas High.
Oh, wow. Now that's a road trip right there.
Yeah.
Fable's playing at Texas High tonight?
Yeah.
Right over the
Lennox
border.
is on a bus to Texarkana
That's,
and back. But I think they've got them on, not school buses, but charter buses. Today's high school
windy
has
road.
changed.
That's a windy road.
Oh, man. Don't tell me that.
Oh, it is.
I don't want to think like that.
It is a windy road. But
Already-
those charter
already been
buses.
praying about it.
Those charter buses. Those are good.
Yeah, that's a freshman.
There was
That's a
no
new
charter
experience.
bus when I was in high school. I can assure you.
Yeah.
Yellow buses.
But tell her,
period.
if I ever
no seatbelts.
If I ever have to ship her on a bus out of town, it's not going to be that nice.
No.
877-377-6963. Hey,
long
a lot of high school games, Chuck,
That's
tonight.
incredible.
VarsityVibeArkansas.com. Subscribe to the free newsletter. You have everything you need to know about what's coming up in high school football. Fayetteville is at Texarkana, Texas. Heritage
That
at
ought to be a
Central.
good game, by the way. Two really good programs.
Just a couple of the games that we've highlighted, PA and Highland Park, Texas. PA's on the road at Highland Park, playing at Rhett Lashley's backyard.
They got bigger budgets.
North Little Rock and Catholic. Bentonville at Lee Summit North, Missouri. Benton and Parkview. Southside's at Little Rock Southwest. Just a few of the games happening in the natural state tonight.
Man, they do some traveling.
Friday night high school football. Yes, sir. Follow Varsity Vibe AR on all social media platforms.
Does Bentonville have charter flights?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's get Jody Grant on and find out if they've got
Do they have flights?
they got a team flight.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be the first to do that. Somewhere along the way, somebody's going to do it. They do that. I bet they do that in these games where I know they do. I don't know if they charter it. They probably just take. Well, they probably have to.
There are high school games on ESPN.
But those
now.
like Florida
And-
teams that go play a team on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
Up in
I mean, you're not
Maryland
bussing.
or whatever.
They're not bussing.
Phillip's in Bentonville. Phillip, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning. Chuck and Bo, listen, I played for Coach Lundy at Southside, and we were charter busing back in the 90s. That's the way Coach Lundy rolled.
Oh, first class.
When,
Absolutely.
Southside
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
when
it was
Southside.
Yeah, we were Southside.
Back when Southside was, on another level.
Yeah, we were rolling. I mean, that was, yeah. But listen, here's why I call, guys. I had to go to Dallas yesterday for a meeting for work, and, they were talking about Texas and their quarterback Manning. And there was one of the guys brought up, was Archie correct? Earlier this year, Archie made the comment that Grandpa made the comment that, he wasn't going to go to the NFL. He was going to stay another year, and people were making fun of him. Oh, how can you say that now? And now it's came out, well, maybe the old man knew something that not everybody else knew. And so I wanted to kind of think what your thought is what, Grandpa was talking about, is it coming to fruition that he realized that Archie was not ready for the NFL yet and needs another year?
I think that may be reading a little too much into it, but I can see why someone might wonder about that. I think Archie said that from the standpoint of, he's not going to just immediately make the jump. He's committed to the University of Texas. I never really thought what the older Archie had to say was going to be the final word anyway, but no, I don't read that into it.
I think their approach, just here, the way that family talks, and they say a lot of the right things, I think their approach has probably been like, we're planning on him being there at Texas for 2 years, and then if something great happens and looks like he needs to go to the NFL, then they'll make that decision when they get there.
Yeah.
But they've never seemed to really want to rush anything about this with him, which I think is wise. And we talk about Arch not being this or not being that based on what everybody had him pumped up to be. But the reality of this whole thing is he's done none of that. He's done none of that. He's just showed up and tried to play. And unfortunately, because of the name and everything that comes with it, that's one of the downsides of that, is everybody's just sitting around watching you with an expectation. But this guy's a first-year starting quarterback in the SEC. He's been on the road to play at Ohio State already. And I would suspect that next year he's probably going to be a lot better.
Well, the biggest thing is he's got the shadow of Eli on one shoulder and the shadow of Peyton on the other.
That's right.
And the name's inescapable. And look, that I think that's my impression anyway, has always been, and the few times I've met Archie Manning, first class. First class in every way.
All the time.
In every way.
All the time.
Some people say all the right things when the camera's rolling, and then they're a much different person when the camera's off. My experience with that family is they're first class 24/7.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, I pull for the kid because of that. The expectations are incredibly unfair. And nobody knows it more than his grandfather and his two uncles.
I find the Mannings to be likable.
Oh, yeah.
Like they just present
You
themselves
don't root against
in that
them.
way.
Look, that guy's just too good. He can't be that good. So you root against that guy. I get that.
Did you hear Peyton the other night on the Manning cast that everybody talks about halftime adjustments? We never made a halftime adjustment in my life. We eat orange slices and apple slices in the locker room and come out and play the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not total truth in that, but the idea that you're just gonna, we put way too much into all these adjustments made. You make in-game adjustments as the game goes. You don't just get in the locker room and rework everything and, now it's going to be different when we get out there in the second half.
I can tell you, as one who's had on-air conversations with many coaches over the years, when you say that word adjustments, you can just feel them cringe. You can feel them tighten up. And because, I'm not saying it's exactly like what Peyton says, but some of that stuff's overstated.
That's right. By the way, Eli was on a podcast, the Schrager Hour, and told this story about telling Jackson Dart he'd do anything for him he could, having been a former New York Giants quarterback. And listen to what Jackson Dart ended up asking him for.
So I told Jackson, if you have any questions about anything, I'm here for you, football related, or just, when you're deciding, what town you want to live in, or this or that, or all of a sudden it's training camp. He calls me, one day, he's like, hey, you got a minute? I'm like, yeah, of course. So, such a similar situation we're in, like, bringing in a veteran like Russell Wilson. They brought in
Kurt Warner. Yeah, sure.
I was like, maybe this is dealing with that or something. He goes, can you give me a reservation at Fort Charles tonight at 6:30?
The best French dip in America.
Yeah. I was like, no. That's not part of the deal. Like when I said I'm happy to help out, I'm not doing that. I'm not your reservations guy. You have to earn the right to call and get your reservation.
That's amazing. Fort Charles Prime. Let me just give a little context to it. It's this 8-table restaurant in Greenwich Village in New York City. It's impossible to get a table. It's one of those where you can't just go on Open Table or Resy and get a reservation. It's probably the greatest meal I've ever had in my life.
Have you ever told somebody, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, and what they call and ask for is like
Hey, man, can you get me into Herman's where I don't have to wait?
450-yard line tickets on row 7, just above where the players might be in the way.
Maybe a time or two.
Can I get – hey, if I can ever do anything for you. Hey, I was thinking about coming in for that Kentucky game at Bud Walton.
Hey, these are important clients, too.
I got a couple of friends.
These are important.
They're from New York. They're bankers. Floor seats. Like, do you have an in there?
Yeah.
Like floor seats?
Yeah.
Actually, I gave my floor seats up calling the game.
Yeah.
So they could sell them for more money.
They went for $1.5 million.
Yeah. Where are you going to be in the basketball games, by the way? You'd be above the tunnel.
On the other side, above the tunnel where the opposing team comes. We'll be on the home side of that kind of area there.
Are they going to have security up there for you?
I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, to be honest with you.
Did you ask for another seat for me, like just over there to the other side of you?
Well, I mean, we were thinking you might double as security, too. And there'd be kind of a little folding chair over there by the corner. Yeah, you know where they sit?
I can tell that conversation went really well.
Yeah.
That was really serious. Hey, if you're in a serious situation and you need help, whether it's a disability claim, maybe you're going through, stuff happens. I mean, it could be bankruptcy, could be Social Security disability or a car wreck. Cadell Reynolds has been handling this for Arkansans for over 30 years. And the best part, you can just get a free consultation. You can talk to an attorney about your case with zero obligation. If it's real people, they're here for real help. Cadell Reynolds today is what you could call 866-314-3728. CadellReynolds.com. Get a free consultation. That's CadellReynolds.com. Make the right call. All right, we got Zach Gillum coming up from Oaklawn.
We do.
Do we want to rerun? Do we have a shorter version of Bart's locks for those that missed it yesterday?
We do.
Do we think it's worth it?
I was going to ask earlier, was there a permanent record made of Bart's locks before he skipped town with our money?
It's about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. I think it's worth
Yeah.
If you missed it.
It will also be on YouTube today, if anybody does want to hear that.
Okay. We'll
Somebody
play it.
ask him
We'll
about our
re-rack
money,
it
too.
when we come back. Yeah. Bart was in charge of the breakfast fund. David and Cersei started the breakfast fund at a generous $70. Bart bought everybody one breakfast with that, and then he left town.
We had to split a kolache. I got half a kolache.
So I had to go out of pocket today, and Chuck only got half a kolache. And Bart's he's put an extra day into a one-day golf tournament.
Well,
he left yesterday.
He's the director.
He's taunting us.
This is a 3-night deal. He's going Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. With our money.
Would you expect anything else?
Well, he's got to get that Calcutta going. He's got to get all that stuff ready. I mean,
all
the things that come with a big tournament.
All the goodie bags.
Yeah,
together.
all the gift bags.
Stuff all the goodie bags.
Well, and I mean,
and he's got 4 cases of Flight by Yingling. He's got to put one of those in every bag.
Everybody gets a beer, and so.
Jeez Louise.
But I mean, he taunts us. The first thing he does when he gets into town is goes and buys cheese fries
and post it
on Instagram for his good friends, not for us, for his good friends.
He's got a private story.
For his private friends.
I've seen the number of Instagram followers that Bart has, and I'm going to tell you, it's small enough that they're all private.
It's a niche of a niche now. And but no, I mean, he goes over there and he's spending our money on.
Yeah, well, I hope he's having a good time.
His own fun.
I hope he's having a good time. I hope he is. I hope he owns up to it when he gets back too.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly. And Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at mcdonaldeye.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everybody wants to win. When you, as a fan or a person or whoever, make everything about winning, you're saying that only winning is acceptable. And I guarantee you, you don't win every single day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That's what Bart's going to say at the start of the golf tournament tomorrow. That's going to be his speech to all the golfers before they tee off. I wonder if it's a shotgun start or if they just go like one right after another.
It's a variety of tee times in the most exquisite of fashion. What do you think the outfits look like?
Oh God, I'll bet Bart has the best one.
Bart has
I'm
become
certain of that.
a star. We've got a golf tournament planned in his honor. Breaking Bart, Big Creek,
unbelievable.
Come on out, Big Creek. We'll be there Tuesday in Mountain Home doing the show 6 to 9. All are welcome. Come one, come all. And then we are building a gallery. There will be a gallery of people following Bart for 18 holes. He is so going to choke this away.
Oh, I know. See, that's what's going to happen.
And it's almost unfair what we're doing.
That's what's going to happen.
But it's completely in line with breaking 100 at Oakmont.
Yes, and it's like lots of people can go out there and shoot low 80s when it's just like you and the guy you're playing with. I mean, lots of people can do that.
Yeah, pick it up. You're good. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
we're playing down, baby. I mean, then don't be fluffing it over there. No way.
Put everything
That's
out.
exactly right.
It's going to be like a 5-hour round.
And there's going to be a gallery out there, and he's going to feel the pressure.
That's so good.
Like he's going to miss a putt, and people are going to go, oh.
That would have been good. That would have been good, man.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're making me putt this out.
Yeah.
Brian in Ozark has not been here since the Texas loss, but he's here now.
Brian.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I mean, you know, everything's cool here too, man.
Yeah. I got a question
How
for
are you, man? What's going on?
I'm doing good. So, I just wanted to get your opinion on something.
All right, go ahead. I'm anxious to give it.
Isn't he so smug?
Like it's no big deal.
So, here's my question. All right, you know who Dia Bell is, right?
Who?
Dia Bell's Dia Bell.
Dia Bell.
He's considered he's the number one quarterback for 2026 that's committed to Texas.
Mm.
My question on this, and he's good. I mean, if you haven't seen him, he played on the ESPN. He's from Miami, Florida.
Okay.
His team was down 28 points, and, you know, of course, he brought him back to win in the third and fourth quarter.
See your next savior? See the next savior of the Texas program?
You know, I don't know. We'll see. He's good. He's daggum good. That's why everybody in the country wanted him. But so he is out the rest of the year with an supposedly undisclosed procedure that he's having.
Okay.
But here's my question. They're not saying what's wrong with him or anything. So when you get a quarterback that is that highly rated in their senior year, and they've already proven what they are, they have NIL deals, they have a commitment. What do they have? I mean, I'm wondering, what does he have to prove anymore by playing his last year senior high school, except the possibility of getting injured?
So you're suggesting maybe he's sitting it out?
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's where.
Are you in favor of that? Are you in favor of that?
To preserve health, maybe, yeah. I mean, if he has nothing to prove.
Well, now, see, here's my problem, and this is not surprising that it would come from a Texas fan like this, but here's my problem with that. Is that why we play high school football?
Yeah, well, win a state championship.
You play to win a state championship. You play for everybody else on the team. When it becomes about you, you go to Texas.
Well,
I mean, I'm serious. If that's what we're going to do now, if that's what we're going to be about, generally speaking, these types of things don't really work out. And I think it's because we undervalue things that we should value. Who somebody is, what they're all about. We value their talent and their skill and their amazement of all. We're amazed at the things they can do with the ball. And then
so
how many times does that end up eroding because of the competitive nature and the person and the character and the value that they don't have? But you know how hard it is for a competitor to not play in a game?
What's the difference in all these college kids that skip out on the last two games?
Maturity level.
Really? They're playing for money.
I'm not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They play for money. They're getting ready to play for money. They could care less about their school anymore.
It's a little bit different.
It's
I don't love that either.
It's the same concept.
I don't love that either, but I don't think it's the same. I think that I think that we're talking about becoming a professional, and I get that they're paying kids in college now, but it's not the same. And I don't love it when they do it in college, but when they do it because they're skipping a meaningless bowl game. If they're skipping the playoff, that's one thing. If they're skipping the Liberty Bowl, I mean, come on. That is a meaningless exhibition game. That's a reward for your season with bowl experiences and fun. And yeah, you try to win the game, but that's not the same as I quit on my high school team because I'm preserving myself to go to the University of Texas.
All the things you go through as a senior in high school as a quarterback, I'm not talking about is your skill level at the end of the year appreciably better than it was at the start. I'm talking about all the things you go through as a quarterback during the course of the season. That's part of the maturity process as a player, and that's what you miss out on when you don't play. And that's why I think it's a bad idea, just if that's what you're asking.
Well, that's what I'm asking. It's a possibility. When you have a 17-year-old kid that's looking at making $5 million, why would you want to risk a lifelong injury, a neck injury, a back injury, or whatever? Is it possible that kids could start doing that?
Well, yeah, yes. I think it's very possible. I think it's unfortunate, but I don't think they're gaining exactly what they think they're gaining. But yeah, it's possible. It's probable.
Okay. Well, that was my question, and I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brian. That was a wonderful conversation.
Huh.
I think that's when we start going down that road.
Well,
it's just.
Yeah, I mean
it's more. I don't know a college coach that's going to want a high school senior to do that.
No. I don't.
You know what I mean? It's going to make me wonder whether or not you're right for us.
It makes me wonder what's going to happen during that year. You're not playing in games. What are you going to be doing?
If that's where you are, just reclassify and skip your senior season and come out.
I mean, it's I don't. First off, just bigger picture, just removing the quality of player for a minute. I mean, let a kid be a kid. I mean, my gosh.
I was just imagining the wheels just turning in his mind during that call. Zach Gillum's coming up. Let's take a quick call here. Chris and Fort Smith. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, y'all. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. Good work week this week.
Good.
That's great to hear. Good. Hey, congrats.
Got to finish strong on Friday, Chris. Got to finish strong.
Attaboy.
Hey, we're in overtime today, baby. We're in overtime.
Let's go.
It's all gravy
Take
now.
it to the next level.
God, that was loud.
Let's go.
So loud. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to kind of piggyback on that last caller, and I got a little experience with what he's talking about. I was a 2A athlete in high school, but baseball was kind of my bread and butter. And my junior year, I skipped out my junior year playing football to focus on baseball. And while working out during the fall, doing baseball drills, got injured, hurt my knee, had to have surgery, all this and that. So for him to say he's going to sit his senior season out, that's a terrible idea. Go play the game. You could get hurt walking down the street going to Walmart. I mean, fate, destiny, all of that.
Well, it also sends that message that I'm a me guy, and that tends to follow you around.
All right, we got to hit the break. It's 8:30. Zach Gillum, the vice president, Oaklawn, vice president of racing and gaming, coming up next. Wagering from the sports book. We'll get the numbers and we'll find out what we're looking at this weekend.
Hey guys. You're having a great show today.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, it was one of the great non-marriage times of my life, I'll tell you that. To meet Chuck Berry, the only thing that's even close to is meeting Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, don't forget to download the Oaklawn Sports app. New customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100 in bonus bets per day. So download the Oaklawn Sports app to check out all the details. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Zach Gillum, Oaklawn VP of Racing and Wagering, joins us now from the Sportsbook to talk about the big weekend.
Zach.
Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday, guys. How we doing?
Man, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. What are you seeing on this Arkansas-Memphis game?
So, not a shocker. The action going on the Razorbacks here at Oaklawn Sports, and right now the line is Arkansas -7, so they're favored by a touchdown. Total in this at 61.
What about any other things to do with that game? Do we have prop bets yet? Will we have them by game time?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So there are props on the board, player props, game props. Looking at some of the touchdown score markets, Mike Washington -240, Taylor Green -162, and then Braylon Russell at +110. So if you remember last week, all those guys were even money or better. So this week against Memphis, a little more likely they're going to score. But if you want to dive in and look for something plus money, you can get Mike Washington 2+ touchdowns. That's at +265, and then Taylor Green's at +400. Braylon Russell at +700. If you want to dive into 3+, you can. That's on the board. Those odds are all 10-1 or greater. And
Washington
then player passing
last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very possible. The 3, I think, is where you start to stretch, but you're getting double-digit odds, so you're taking the gamble there. And then on player passing, right now, Taylor Green's 257.5. I have seen that number move around, opened up closer to 250, so it's gone up about 7 yards. And then his total touchdown passes 1.5, and the over on that 1.5 is at -215. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a 2.5 hit the board before we get to game time. Mike Washington, his rushing yards is at 66.5. Taylor Green's is at 55.5. And then Arkansas total points for the game currently sitting at 34.5.
Do you think, Chuck,
that's enticing?
They go over 34.5 points?
I would think they might.
Do you think Taylor runs for the kind of yardage he's been running for?
He
or
ran for 115 last week.
Do you think it's more of a handoff, like get the running backs more action this week? But Taylor, man, he just turns passing plays into 20-yard gains sometimes with his legs.
And when he can do it, you can't argue with him. I mean, you can't.
And he's so good at that read option.
Zach, I would think Taylor Green's one of those guys when you're trying to set the prop. I mean, trying to figure out exactly what it's going to be. I would think he's more difficult than most.
I would agree, especially because what you guys just said, he can easily pop them off for 20, 30, 50 yards. I mean, he could hit that rushing total in 2 or 3 plays, just big plays that bust open. If you take that over 55.5 with Arkansas to score over 34.5 points, and then I just sprinkled in Taylor Green also to have an anytime touchdown score. That's at +295. So that's something else that's really fun with Oaklawn Sports. You can go in with these props. You can build your own parlay. You don't have to find something pre-packed, which we do have as well. So if you're looking for some ideas, we do have a pre-pack option. But you can take these and kind of build what you're looking for.
What's Arkansas on the money line?
Arkansas on the money line currently is -275, and what that means is you would have to wager $275 to profit 100.
There you go. That sounds like a Big Keith in the house kind of a wager from earlier in the show. Oklahoma hosting Auburn.
Yeah.
What's this look like?
Yeah, so this one's another touchdown line. Oklahoma, your favorite. Maybe a little bit of a surprise out of the SEC, the quarterback play coming out of OU. They, as mentioned, touchdown favorite over Auburn. Auburn is headed to Oklahoma. Total in this one at 47.
And Utah, by the way, where's the money coming in on that?
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Money on that one is actually about 60-40. It's more on OU than Auburn, but there is action going both ways. And with this one being on such a key number at 7 and us having the alternate lines, people are moving it to 6.5 and 7.5. No shocker, 7.5 is heavier Auburn, 6.5 is heavier Oklahoma.
Utah and Texas Tech.
Yeah, this one's going to be a great one. Top 20 matchup, Big 12 matchup. Really, the two favorites right now to win the Big 12. So wouldn't be shocked in the future odds to see this play a big impact moving into next week. Utah, a 3.5-point favorite in this, total at 56.5.
Hey, Zach, during the week, like when the Razorbacks play, obviously they're going to drive, I would guess anyway, most of the action. Is there generally another game, though, one other game that stands out above the others?
Yeah, and it sometimes can shock you. For instance, NFL, a lot of times the heavy favorites, those money lines, like we just mentioned, Arkansas -275. That doesn't seem too appealing, but people will take 2 or 3 of those games and parlay them together to get better than even money odds. So those games typically take a lot of action on the money line, and it's always usually one way. For college, you're going to see a mix. You're going to see some of these top 20 games really get action. So this Texas Tech-Utah game will get some play. But then people also look to those SEC games. So the Oklahoma-Auburn game we mentioned, you'll have people looking, after we just played Ole Miss, they'll feel like they have a pretty good beat on what Ole Miss can do. So minus 13.5 taking on Tulane, that's a game that's taking action. People are jumping on Ole Miss there. And then some regional action like TCU-SMU. That's a game where a lot of people in Arkansas might have gone to one of those schools, had friends or family that went to one of those schools. So it's a game that will take some interest. TCU right now favored by a touchdown in that one, and the action is pretty even currently, at least with Oakland Sports.
Zach, we had a situation last week, and I'm wondering how the injury report impacts your lines now, and this is new for the SEC to have these injury reports. And we had this situation where Austin Simmons was going to play. We were convinced he was going to play at quarterback last week, but then that's what we got from their play-by-play guy when he was on our show. But the line kept moving towards Arkansas, and we were wondering why, and I think it might have been because there were a lot of people that felt like the backup quarterback was going to play. And there was some controversy about that injury report. How does that impact you guys?
Yeah, I think if you go back and look at the line movement throughout the week, you can really see when the line setters and the bettors believed that the starter was not playing. Now, it turned out that didn't matter because the backup was very good. But when the line goes from 9.5 to all the way down to 3.5 before kickoff, a big part of that was, indicating that the starting quarterback was not going to play. And it moved that way. We saw it get under the touchdown almost immediately, but dropping all the way down to 3.5 did shock me.
And, then you have a game like this week where you don't have to do an injury report because it's not a conference game. You don't have to put any of that out there. I just wonder how that affects
Ole
things.
Miss, yeah. And Arkansas.
Well, the Arkansas-Memphis game. Neither side's got to put anything out. I just wonder, does that have any effect on what happens there in terms of the line, things of that nature?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to go forward with what information you have, and if you don't have it, it's somewhat of a guessing game. You might have to work off what was last week's injury report. What did you see in the game? People, maybe they came out in the third quarter because they tweaked their ankle. So even though it's not on the injury report, that's stuff that people definitely take note of, and it will affect the line for the following week.
One last game, and I'm interested where the money's coming in. Florida-Miami. Bart, I think, is convinced, and we're going to go back to his locks in a minute that he gave yesterday, but he's convinced that Miami's going to roll. He's got no faith in DJ Lagway. I saw a guy on College Football Today or whatever, College Football Live on ESPN yesterday, who's one of their betting experts. He thinks Florida's going to win the game outright.
Wow.
And that would be a shocker based on what we've seen so far. But the line's maybe not as big as people would think. Miami favored by 8.5 points, total at 51.5, and the action here is coming in on Miami.
What's the Florida money line? Florida to win the game.
Florida to win the game outright, you're getting plus 270. Jeez. So kind of the reverse of what we said with that Arkansas minus 275. What plus 270 means, for every $100 you wager, you're going to profit 270.
There you go. Zach, what can you tell us about Oakland? What's going on there right now?
Yeah, so this week we have, in fact, tonight, sold out Righteous Brothers concert, but next week we have Bret Michaels. That's September 26th. Tickets are on sale. In fact, we just launched a buy one, get one offer. So if you're looking to come to Bret Michaels, haven't seen him, phenomenal show, been at Oakland a few times. Then we have the Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band show has sold out, but we have Whitney Cummings, comedian, October 25th. That is also available. Tickets on sale.
Oaklawn.com. Get all the details. Zach Gillum, Oaklawn, Vice President of Racing and Wagering, great friend of the show. And, Zach, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for making time for us.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too, man. We'll do it again next week. It's 8:46. Good morning.
Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Papa Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hog Trough Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hog Trough, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday, you don't mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
for me.
I think I have 1,100 subscriptions. I'm pretty sure. It is so ridiculous.
That guy subscribed to Hulu twice.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, Bart's off spending our breakfast fund.
Having the time of his life
with his family. Here's his locks, though. We got to get those in. If you missed it yesterday, here he is, Bart, with everything you need to know about winning this weekend.
Bart's locks.
Well, we have 3, as we always do. We will start with the earliest of the games. That is
so
Utah
funny.
and Texas Tech. Now, you might remember Big Keith called in and said, took Texas Tech on the money line. Well, Texas Tech's money only goes so far, and it doesn't go to Salt Lake City. Utah, a 3-point favorite in a game. They've had a great defense for several years. Usually they do under Kyle Whittingham. Now they have an offense. Devin Dampier, the transfer from New Mexico, the quarterback, has unlocked that offense. They've been really solid. Texas Tech bought a whole new roster. They haven't played anybody yet. They've been scoring a lot of points. This is going to be a big test for them on the road. I think Utah's just a better team. Utah is my pick to win the Big 12. I've got to stick with my guns. Utah -3.
Bang!
How about that?
Right there.
Let's go to the afternoon slate. Oklahoma and Auburn. The Sooners a 6.5-point favorite. Auburn's defense has been really bad in pass coverage and tackling in the open field.
Bad.
Oklahoma has the leading passer in the SEC. Auburn doesn't have a quarterback who can really move the ball down the field. Oklahoma, again, has the leading passer in the SEC. Auburn cannot create explosive plays at all. Oklahoma, really good at stopping explosive plays. Give me the Sooners -6.5 to cover the spread against the Auburn Tigers. I haven't been a believer in Auburn. I know they've started hot. I'm still not a believer in them. I'm not a believer in Hugh Freeze. Give me the Sooners. John Mateer leads them to victory. And then we'll go to the evening slate. We're covering the whole day here.
I got you. All
Miami
day.
and Florida. Miami a 7-point favorite at home. DJ Lagway is a problem, but not for Miami. In 13 games against FBS opponents, he's thrown 11 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. He's a problem for his own team. Billy Napier just 16-21 against FBS opponents at Florida. Miami's defense is as good as LSU's, I think. Their offense is really good. I think last week was Florida's best shot, rebound from the South Florida loss. We're going to give LSU everything we got, and DJ Lagway threw 5 picks. Give me the U. Give me the Hurricanes -7. I think Florida's done. I think Billy Napier's done. DJ Lagway nowhere near as good as people thought he was going to be. In fact, he's hurting his own team. So give me the Canes -7. To recap, Utah -3, OU -6.5, Miami -7. Let's have ourselves a weekend.
We've created a monster. That's as good as it gets, right? He's a monster.
He's a monster. What to Watch is brought to you by Macadoodles. Those are the games you should be watching this weekend. If you're getting a watch party together, go to Macadoodles just north of the state line in Bella Vista. You're going to get the best customer service you'll get anywhere. Also at Guess Who in Bentonville. Chuck, ready to listen to you on the call.
All right, let's go. Let's have a great weekend.
Let's do it. Let's come back with a celebration and a flight by Yingling from Memphis. It's almost 9 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everyone. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or